Namaste from Dhananjaya Kumar and welcome to this journey to the greatest minds of the world throughout history. The topic today is life. It's a vast topic. A lot has been spoken and written about it because there are many dimensions of life and people have a large variety of experiences and contributions. So because there are a large number of quotations today, I will keep my comments very short. So the first quotation is by Benjamin Franklin. A long life is not good enough, but a good life is long enough. So there are two aspects pointed out here. One is good life versus long life. So long life is not good enough. Someone can claim they lived 100 years, more than 100 years. That is not good enough. Even a shorter life can be good enough if one makes good use of life. First of all, fully live the life, enjoy life, and contribute to making a good use of life for the society, for the environment, and for not only history, but for the future. So a well-lived life, a purposeful, meaningful life is long enough. But simply counting days and years and living meaninglessly without respect for life itself and for yourself and making a contribution to your well-being, your enhancement of intelligence, and the same for the society. So long life is not good enough, but a good life is long enough. This one by Swami Vivekananda. All expansion is life, all contraction is death. All love is expansion, and all selfishness is contraction. So there are four aspects: life, death, love, and selfishness. So all expansion is life. And what causes expansion, what leads to expansion is love. When you have a big heart, big mind, you can act better, you can contribute better, and that is expansion. And that comes from love. A hateful living will not expand your life, but contract your life, which is akin to death. So, very simply, all expansion is life, all contraction is death. All love is expansion, and selfishness is contraction. Because if you live the entire life just for your own survival and well-being, it is a contraction of life that does not give full enough meaning and purpose to life. But if you have a bigger purpose, that is expansion caused by love. So a loving and broad-based life without selfishness is worthwhile, more valuable than many others. This is a bit longer quotation by Paul Davies. At the level of individual atoms, life is anarchy, blundering, purposeless chaos. At the level of atoms. Why that happens? Because there is randomness, there is superimposition, there is entanglement, there is action at a distance. All these aspects of nuclear physics come to fore. At that level, life is chaotic, unpredictable, random. But what happens next? Yet somehow, collectively, these unthinking atoms get it together and perform the dance of life with exquisite precision. So when the atoms are organized in a way by the force of life and the presence of intelligence and consciousness, when the atoms comes under that influence, they rearrange and remove the chaos and purposelessness and blunder and randomness. All that is gone. When consciousness, intelligence and the purpose, the presence of life organizes or reorganizes atoms, they produce something or they contribute to or they host life. So this is a wonderful interpretation from a scientific perspective, from science to consciousness. That is the journey. At the level of individual atoms, life is anarchy, blundering, purposeless chaos. Yet, somehow, collectively, these unthinking atoms get it together and perform the dance of life with exquisite precision. This one is by Henry Van Dyke. Be glad of life because it gives you the chance to love and to work and to play and to look up at the stars. Life makes it possible. Without life, our senses, our brain, our mind, even if at the soul level, to experience the world, we need to be embodied in this life. And that gives us the infinite opportunities, infinite potential to love, to work and really contribute productively, and to play for our own well-being and health, and to look up at the stars. Now, looking at the stars is a spirit of inquisition, of observation, of science, technology, travel, and reach up to the stars and explore the space and time and beyond, multiverse, various dimensions of existence. It's endless opportunity. So life is in fact an opportunity to love, work, contribute, play, and imagine and grow. Henry David Thoreau says, however mean your life is, meet it and live it. Don't shun it or call it hard names. It is not so bad as you are. However mean your life is, meet it and live it. Don't shun it or call it hard names. In other words, life is a gift, it's an opportunity. It is to be lived, enjoyed, and using the life or being alive, make good use of time to make your own life worthwhile and memorable and contribute to the welfare of all and for the future of humanity. All those are lofty uses and applications of life. If you are not doing that, you are simply criticizing life as being bad, which means you are actually bad. Life is not. Life is good because it is an opportunity. And all the uses that the previous quotations have offered, all those wonderful things we can do while we are alive. So we must be grateful, appreciate it, and live it fully. This is a funny but poignant quotation by Alan Watts, very short. He says, I am sincere about life, but I am not serious about it. So sincerity and seriousness. He said life is not something you are serious about, because being so serious leads you into stress, dims your intelligence, and does not allow you to make a good use of your time and life. So don't take it seriously, but take it sincerely. Now this one is a traditional saying from folklores. I ask for things so I may enjoy life, but I was given life so I may enjoy things. So there is a subtle distinction between living and enjoying. Life is not something that you enjoy because you have things. You have comforts, you have nice things to consume. All those objects are not the reason why you can enjoy life. But to enjoy those things, you need life. So this whole priority is flipped around. I ask for things. In other words, that is a mistake. That is an error in understanding. So I ask for things so I may enjoy life. You may hear many times people talk about, I'm enjoying life because I have lots of things and luxury items. I ask for things so I may enjoy life. But that is a kind of mistaken perspective, understanding. That because I have things, I enjoy life. It's the other way around. I have life, therefore I can enjoy things. So, in an interesting perspective on this, perhaps more useful and instructive. This is a sober quotation by Albert Einstein. I feel myself so much a part of everything. I feel myself so much a part of everything living that I am the least, or I am not concerned with the beginning or ending of concrete existence of any one person in this eternal flow. So he's starting with the eternal flow. There's countless lives, countless coming and goings, countless worlds, civilizations, very likely. So this is an eternal flow, and I feel myself part of everything living. So that gives him a feeling that he is flowing eternally, joining the stream, coming in and out of the stream. It's a play of consciousness. So with that big picture, what Einstein is saying is, I feel myself so much a part of everything living that I am not the least concerned with the beginning or ending of the concrete existence of any one person. And of course that includes himself. That one person or persons in general coming in and going out of the span of life, that is not that important. It is important that you are part of the life which is always present in living beings. You, the other, and all others. So if you connect with the wholeness, with the concept, the idea and presence of life, then a small part of life changing shape and form is not that significant. It's philosophical, worth giving a thought. Mahatma Gandhi saying, I have found that life persists in the midst of destruction. You can even find some little plants coming out of rocks. They find a way to exist. Life finds a way to exist, even in hardest possible circumstances. So he is appreciating that, as we all do. I have found that life persists in the midst of destruction, and therefore life must be a higher law than destruction. You can destroy things, but life is very stubborn, very persistent. It keeps arising, it keeps coming and flowing. So be part of that flow and do not partake or contribute or cause destruction, because destruction will be defeated by life. This is a short one by Claude Bernard. If I had to define life in a word, if I have to define life in a word, it would be life is creation. It is creation, it is foundation of creation, because life itself creates. It is not only created, life creates the universe. Sometimes it even makes changes or adjustments for its own survival and propagation. So if I had to define life in a word, it would be life is creation. So be creative and enjoy things in the presence of life. This one is by Jimmy Buffett. It takes no more time to see the good side of life than it takes to see the bad. Of course, good and bad is, everyone can define it differently, but no matter which way you define it, you are bound to find what you consider or anyone considers good and bad. So they both coexist in such a way that one without the other is not possible. Unless there is bad, you will not know what is good. It is absence of bad, or goodness has its own axis, and absence of goodness is bad. Whichever way you look at it, there are two sides. It takes no more time to see the good side of life than it takes to see the bad. Penny Pierce, life becomes aware of you when you become aware of it. It's a deep meaning in few words. Life becomes aware of you when you become aware of life. Because if you lose awareness of life, it is close to being dead. You lose awareness of life. You are either too occupied with things that you forget that you are alive, or you are unconscious or seriously ill. You really don't know whether you are alive or not. You don't have any awareness of being alive. So, life becomes aware of you. Aware of you means life then begins to cooperate with you. Life then begins to connect you with the consciousness that elevates your quality of your mind and therefore enables you to think big and act big. So, in a short, Penny Pierce has said, life becomes aware of you when you become aware of it. Annette Funicello, life does not have to be perfect to be wonderful. Of course, we all have different meaning, definition of perfection. So life does not have to be perfect. Perhaps, most likely, no matter what definition you have of perfection, you'll find life is kind of less than that, or life is limited or is not allowing you to reach a perfection. So you tend to blame life. Life is not good because I have a bad fortune. So life does not have to be perfect to be wonderful. Life is wonderful under all circumstances. It is full of surprises, full of opportunities, of open doors when you see doors shut. It gives you an expansion. It gives you the ability to think, to be conscious, and to live fully. And that is wonderful. It may not be perfect according to any definition, but it is wonderful. Life is wonderful, may not be perfect. Osho is saying, life in itself is an empty canvas. That's interesting. Life is an empty canvas because the meaning of life is what you give. Does life have a meaning? Well, life is life. It depends on how you behave with life, how you use the time and life. So life in itself is an empty canvas. It becomes whatever you paint on it. And what are the colors that you are using to paint? Your emotions, your feeling, your intelligence, your ignorance, your plans, your disappointments, your likes and dislikes, and so on. So life in itself is an empty canvas. It becomes whatever you paint on it. You can paint misery, you can paint bliss. This freedom is your glory. Christopher Morley. Life is a foreign language. All men mispronounce it. The word life is not life. Life is more than that. It's more than any word or sentence or even dictionary. Life has many meanings, many facets, many expressions, many gifts. So, it's like a foreign language. We define life and we distort it. The definition distorts the meaning of life. So life is a foreign language. All men mispronounce it. This quotation by Amaury de Reincourt comes back to connecting life with science. Life is an effort to climb the slope that inorganic matter descends. Matter moves ceaselessly toward a state of disorganization. Life toward increasingly complex form of purposeful organization. So it appears a little bit complicated, but one comment, try to simplify it. It probably refers to the concept of entropy. Entropy means in physics that matter by itself leads to disorganization, scatteredness, randomness. Left alone, without life and consciousness, matter will disintegrate, spread evenly. There will be nothing organized or nothing, no objects or objective reality existing. Everything will disperse, randomized. But life is what gives that disorganized state of matter, leading to increasing entropy. It creates complex forms of purposeful organization. So life and consciousness is the organizing force in physical atomic randomness leading to entropy. So life sort of controls or cancels entropy to organize matter. Next one is Adam Lindsay Gordon. Life is mostly froth and bubble. Life is mostly froth and bubble. Two things stand like stone. Kindness in another's trouble and courage in your own. So two more powerful forces in life. That is what is indicated here. Be kind when others are in trouble and have courage when you are in trouble. These are the supporting system for life. Kindness in another's trouble and courage in your own trouble. So life is mostly froth and bubble without those two qualities. Life is mostly froth and bubble. Two things stand like stone. Kindness in another's trouble and courage in your own. Next one is by Alan Saunders. Life is what is happening to us while we are making other plans. So if you are just thinking and planning and worrying and fretting and losing hope or getting disappointed, all those turmoil taking place, and what is happening to life? Life is passing. So make good use of life. Don't be too much captured by negative thoughts and emotions. So life is what is happening to us while we are making other plans. Another one is, life's battles don't always go to the stronger woman or man. Life's battles don't always go to the stronger woman and man. But sooner or later, those who win are those who think they can. So life doesn't choose who is stronger or weaker. It is your mind. If you think you can, or if you think you are strong, life will treat you as if you are strong. And same for weakness. So life's battles don't always go to the stronger woman or man. But sooner or later, those who win are those who think they can. Chief Seattle, man did not weave the web of life. He is merely a strand in it. Whatever he does to the web, he does to himself. So you are a part of nature. And whatever you do, howsoever you treat nature, you are actually imparting that treatment to yourself. And this kind of understanding appears to be missing in much of humanity today. Because we think we are here to use or consume nature and we are separate from it. And therefore whatever happens to nature, we will not be affected by it. But that is a misunderstanding. It's gradually sinking upon us. But I hope that sinking moves faster. So man did not weave the web of life. He is merely a strand in it. Whatever he does to the web, he does to himself. Helen Keller. Security isn't anything more than superstition. Security isn't anything more than superstition. Life is either a daring adventure or nothing at all. In other words, if you do not see the wonders and the challenges and opportunities in life, you will find it boring. And in that boring life, you seek to be secure. That Helen Keller calls as superstition. Security isn't anything more than superstition. Life is either a daring adventure or nothing at all. Another one by Albert Einstein. The man who regards his own life and that of his fellow creatures as meaningless is not merely unfortunate but almost disqualified for life. So, man who regards his life or other people's life as meaningless. So, if you think or anyone thinks life is meaningless, you don't deserve to be alive. So he says it is not merely unfortunate but almost disqualified for life. Who? The man who regards his own life and that of his fellow creatures as meaningless. He doesn't deserve to live according to Einstein's this statement. Benjamin Franklin. The more deeply one studies the inner working of life, the more wonderful and expansive they become. Because if you appreciate, live life, and you are deeply moved by the inner working of life, how anything becomes alive, how life begins and ends. Does life end? So if you see those inherent qualities, mysteries, and challenges in life, then the more deeply one studies the inner working of life, the more wonderful and expansive they become. Here is another wonderful quotation by Albert Einstein. There are only two ways to live your life. There are only two ways to live your life. One is as though nothing is a miracle. The other is as though everything is a miracle. A lot of people try to explain the miracles and mysteries, but in the end they find that they cannot fully explain it. They can describe some aspects of it, how some things began, how it moves forward, then we lose track. We somehow find out how the universe is created or what is needed for creation. We still don't know how it got created. So the moment we come up one theory, another one comes to compete with it. If you say the world is expanding, we haven't figured out where it is expanding into. You can say actually the universe is not expanding, the space is expanding in between. And many attempts to explain the reality. But in the end, we find that we cannot fully understand it because we may not have reached that level of consciousness as scientists call the highest level of civilization, the sixth or seventh level of civilization. So there is only two ways to live your life. One is as though nothing is a miracle. The other is as though everything is a miracle. A short and simple one by Mahatma Gandhi. There is more to life than increasing its speed. So as we see in modern world, everything is moving faster. Everyone is in a hurry. So that is not the only way to live. That may not even be the best way to live, but that's how things are moving, unless it changes. So there is more to life than increasing its speed. Joseph Campbell. We must be willing to get rid of the life we have planned. Wow. We must be willing to get rid of the life we have planned so as to have the life that is waiting for us. So, Joseph Campbell is giving you a picture that everything in life is not predictable. No matter what you plan, there will be surprises. And those surprises may be sometimes or many times better than your plans. We must be willing to get rid of the life we have planned so as to have the life that is waiting for us. Hugh Mulligan. What I do today is important. That's true. What I do today is important because I am exchanging a day of my life for it. This is the value of life, to make the best use of life as we teach children always. Prioritize and make the best use. So what I do today is important. Don't think what you do today is unimportant, because doing unimportant thing in exchange for a day of your life, just think about it. What I do today is important because I am exchanging a day of my life for it. And the last one is a very important message by Zig Ziglar. You can have everything in your life that you want. You can have everything in your life that you want, just as long as you help enough other people get what they want. So, it's okay to fulfill your desires, not at the cost of other people's fulfillment. So, if you are contributing to others fulfill their desire, they will also contribute to fulfilling your desire. So, we are all kind of interconnected. Very important lesson we have not fully learned. You can have everything in life that you want, just as long as you help enough other people get what they want. Thank you very much for listening and watching and your patience. This video turned out to be a long one because there is so much to be said, understood about life. We'll meet again soon.